Welcome back, everybody, to Caravan of Garbage, where we are eagerly anticipating the return of Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Oh my God, Thrawn's back?
He's going to be back.
Oh my God, and sitting on his Thrawn.
Yeah.
His eponymous Thrawn.
The toilet.
Yes.
They call it the dunny in Star Wars, don't they?
They absolutely do, yes.
Yeah. Similar to the Australian vernacular.
What colour do you think his poop is?
Oh, wow.
Grand Admiral Thrawn.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Leave a like.
What colour is the poop of anyone in Star Wars? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, canonically, they're all 100 feet tall.
Yeah.
That we know that to be true. What else? What other differences
So
are
their
there?
turds are like as big as a car.
Maybe a bus.
Red, I reckon.
Red, you reckon?
Yeah.
Okay, not a reddish brown. Like a...
No, I think just straight up. Well, he's got red eyes.
Okay.
And people that have brown eyes do brown poo.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And green eyes have green
Okay.
poo. So I'm assuming.
All right, I'm going to say they're purple.
Okay.
Because then he's like that basketball team that I'm always on about.
Charlotte Hornets?
Charlotte Hornets, there we go.
The team you're always on about.
That's correct, yes.
Terrific. Anyways, if everyone could leave a like, that'd be great.
Yeah, why wouldn't you leave a like after this?
We're talking about the season finale, the extra long episode, or two together, however they edit, of Star Wars Rebels, which ran for 4 seasons.
Sure.
Brought back some characters you might love and integrated them into animated form. We got a Lando. We got a Darth Maul.
Not in these episodes.
No. I'm naming other episodes.
Okay, great. Have you seen all this show?
Yeah, I've seen it all.
All 4 seasons.
All 4
Interesting.
seasons.
Well, I've seen about 4 episodes.
There you go.
For this video series.
Absolutely
ultimately.
you have, yeah.
So why not start with the end? That's what I'm saying.
I agree.
Why not skip nearly 4 seasons? Effectively, I've skipped 4 seasons and I've gone right till the end.
Well, what I like
And guess what? It didn't affect me at all.
No?
No, I didn't feel one way or another, really.
Okay, what about this
And
though?
I blame the series, quite frankly.
So all the characters you know and love are back.
Sure.
From
I know
the-
Ezra.
Yeah. I was going to say, name them all.
Ezra.
Yep.
He was the little boy.
That
And he's
little-
grown into a little man.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think that's wonderful.
He's got a scar and everything.
Sabine.
Yep, there you go.
Got the purple hair.
Yep.
She's going to be in Ahsoka, right?
Correct.
She's going to be in that.
So's Ezra, yep.
Yeah, okay. Mutton chops. Mike Mutton
Oh,
chops.
Mr. Mike Mutton Chops.
Mike Mutton chops.
Well,
sure.
he was with the Empire, and then he came over.
Damn, that explains the outfit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mr. Mutton Chops.
Pig boy.
Yeah.
Little pig boy. Little pig boy. Fake me own death. Pig boy.
yeah. He got shot.
Yeah, he did. It's true. Luckily, he has no valuable internal organs, so him getting shot doesn't matter. He's just lard internally.
Lard and sound, maybe?
Yeah, lard and sound. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's cool.
So, I like this show.
Was that a prank? Was he doing a prank?
No.
Or is he just... Were they stuck in this episode? They're like, we need somebody to make a sacrifice, but because it's kind of sort of a show for kids,
Yeah.
we can't have somebody die for real. So we'll just have him die and then just be like, well, these particular weird freak aliens can just not die, actually.
Well, the characters die in this. One of the leads, Kanan Jarrus.
Oh.
You know, the blind Jedi? He's got the little
Yeah,
ponytail.
Sure.
Or he did at one point. He gets murdered by a big ball of fire.
Wow.
Yeah. Sneaks into his room and stabs him.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well.
So it will-
You'd think you'd see that coming.
I agree.
You know?
Well, he's blind. The thing about...
Oh, yeah. You'd think you'd feel it coming.
Yeah, you think he would, yeah. I like this show because I think to me, a lot of the times, thematically, it feels very Star Wars. I think also it does have that appeal to kids, but it's not strictly for kids. I think it's fun. I think most of the new characters they introduce, like I got invested in. I mean, if you do watch it through, I think you might even feel that.
I won't. Maybe I will.
So,
Convince me in the comments. I'll read them. Wink.
so
Wink.
was this like... Were there elements of this though, and this isn't so much a review, just more like, what do you think about this? But was it confusing when there's wolves and there's like a grey gorilla?
I do have a note that says big dogs. And it was very confusing for most of the episode because I'm like, what scale is this? If the humans are 100 feet tall and these wolves are even bigger than them, but not as big as a spaceship, how big are they?
Great question.
Isn't it though?
It might be, I think they're regular size, but it's just a trick of the light.
Okay. Do you think this is one of those situations where somebody just bumped a slider when they were designing all the characters and the dogs
Like a little hamburger off the table.
Yeah. But do you think they were like they were supposed to be regular sized dogs? And then somebody accidentally changed the setting and you know how Lara Croft's boobs was supposed to be normal size and then somebody quote unquote accidentally changed the setting.
Accidentally, yeah?
Yeah, man, that's how graphic design works, I reckon. You freaks. You big pervs.
Well, it worked, didn't it?
It did, actually. We're still talking about it. So, yeah.
I know. Well, I think Dave Filoni, who has a big hand in all of the Star Wars animated stuff and oversees a lot of these projects in general, he has like an affinity for wolves and he'll often slot them into different Star Wars projects.
Got an affinity for wolves. Do you think he has a full wolf back tattoo? Do you think he has the 3 wolf night back tattoo?
Yeah, front and back.
Wow.
Yeah, I absolutely believe that.
Okay. Oh, so on his back he's got the wolves front.
Yeah.
And on his front he's got the wolves' backs.
Exactly,
That's wonderful.
Because he's always got wolves back and vice versa.
Oh, that is very true, isn't it?
Yeah. So, Thrawn appears in this again. Yeah. Now, he has been a series regular.
Yeah, okay, if you say so.
He has. I like that
that's a Mikkelsen, right?
That's a Mikkelsen who's reprising the role again.
Okay.
I like this version of the character. What do you remember of Thrawn growing up? Because
Blue?
because he was a Legends character brought in.
That's right.
And there was a handful of them which kind of broke through. I wouldn't necessarily say mainstream, but their popularity.
Yeah, so this is canon again.
Yes.
Well, look, I will say this. He's blue. And I think that's pushed him over the line, ultimately. Because people are like, blue guy, love that.
Blue guy, yeah.
I love that, actually.
Did you read those books?
Yeah, a long time ago. A million trillion years ago.
Okay.
Million trillion
Yeah,
years.
yeah. Because I feel like the characterization of this guy in this series, and not just this finale, he's just not quite there yet.
Interesting.
And I know that there are books, canon books, that kind of deal with his origin and kind of his early days in the Empire and that.
And his early days in the Blue Man Group.
Exactly, yeah.
His early days in the Smurfs. His early days,
that Paul Giamatti movie where he's painted blue.
Perfect, yep.
Yeah.
He's in that.
Yep, 3 good examples. But I guess at the same time, you know, I feel like you don't get the full potential of him, but also his full potential is kind of realized as a Star Wars sequel, which is hopefully something that we'll be seeing. But every time he kind of showed up in this series, like he had this kind of master plan.
Okay.
And then like the rebels would get away and he's like, this is good and a thing I wanted. And this isn't, maybe we didn't win this, but I've got a plan for the next thing.
This sounds like...
I've looked at all your art.
Yeah, this is the Dark Knight, but just over and over again. Every time they escape or whatever, he's like, I wanted you to escape. And eventually all his underlings are like, you sure this guy knows what he's doing?
Yeah. And then
you wanted them to escape and kick you in the nuts on the way out. Did you, Grand Admiral Thrawn? Is that you wanted that? It's part of your 4-dimensional chess, is it? Or your 4-dimensional, 5th-dimensional Star Wars chess?
Hollow chess.
Yes.
But even in this, like his master plan, because they overtake the facility, and then he's like, well, how's about this? I'm just going to start shelling civilians. And I don't feel that's just standard Imperial procedure.
Seems that way,
I'm sure if you just opened a book, it'd be on most pages.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Rebels do anything, start shelling civilians. Oh, they've shot the lock to the door in a way that locks the door if it's unlocked, but it unlocks the door if it's locked. What do? I'll check the book. No, shell some civilians, actually. Oh, that guy had like a dental floss sized box of like grappling wire on his belt, and he's hurled it. He's hanging across a pipe or whatever, and he's swung across a crevasse. What do? Shell civilians, I guess. Yeah. Well, that guy kissed his sister. Hold up. Shell the civilians.
So yeah, as a master strategist, I don't feel like we ever really saw it here. He's as evil or as talented as anybody, including that woman who looks like
Kate Blanchett in Crystal Skull. Yeah, I've written that down. I have Kate Blanchett in Crystal Skull looking ass Imperial lady. Is she coming up in future installments or in live action or something?
Exploded. She was in the ship that exploded.
Yeah, but you know.
Yeah, escape pods, etc.
Escape pods, etc. Yeah,
fair enough, yeah. But look, he's certainly got a lot of those rectangles. Those rectangles that mean certain things, apparently.
Yeah, you get those down to the pharmacist.
I feel like...
You get them in a blister pack.
I feel like what I love about that kind of stuff is George Lucas or the costume designers of the original kind of, you put them on randomly.
Right.
And then anybody going back to that has to make sense of it.
Yeah, right.
It's like the first time that Harrison Ford had to fly the Millennium Falcon, but he was pretending because it's not real.
It's pronounced Millennial Falcon.
Thank you. Well, that was a show, actually.
Oh, I remember.
Jenny Nicholson used to do it.
You were on it.
I was on it one time.
Try and find that on the internet.
Yeah, it's very Googleable.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Harrison Ford said to George Lucas, how do you like fly this thing?
Yeah.
And George Lucas was like, I don't know. Whatever.
The one and only time Harrison Ford's been invested in the inner workings of the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
And then George Lucas provided him with one piece of magic that propelled him forward for decades. I don't know, just do whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And so since then, whenever anybody else has had to use the Millennium Falcon or whatever, the Carillion Cruiser or whatever it's called, they have to follow his lead.
The random thing that he did in 1976 when they filmed it on an English sound stage.
So push this button and push this button and then sell some marijuana to your co-stars. Allegedly.
Allegedly, maybe. You know what I do like about this also?
Go on.
The appearance of the Emperor.
Oh, yes.
Ian McDiarmid is back to do the voice of. Which
I did like that.
Yeah, he does every now and then. I love all that.
I thought it was quite a like a measured performance.
Yeah.
It's not the full cackling, but I guess he's supposed to be. He's masquerading as Senator Palpatine.
Every face a different shade. Yeah. No, I love that because this is never really explored in like the original trilogy or the second original trilogy.
Yes. You know which one we mean.
Yeah, we know. We all know. But like his face is fucked.
Yeah.
So what people see of him in public is like that.
Yeah.
You know? So I think that's a really interesting, way to kind of look at it. And those holograms, they're low res as shit. You're not seeing seeing anything, mate. Could be anyone.
Scan lines can hide all sorts of. I mean, that's the perfect. Forget Zoom.
Yeah.
If you just get up and you have to have an early morning meeting, you want to be on the hologram thing with
Absolutely.
the thing.
Yeah. You don't even need a background because your background is nothing.
Your background is nothing.
Yeah. But yeah, you'd missed out though because Ezra was about to gain access to the Star Wars time travel room.
Right now, so this is not appeared in live action yet, right?
Yeah.
But this is I'm sort of tangentially aware that this is an element of this series that there is a way to travel through time. There's some sort of magic tree or something. Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
there?
So it's basically a realm that you enter, which allows you access to different key points in the Star Wars universe. So do you remember that?
It's called a DVD menu. We don't have them anymore.
We don't, do we?
No.
So the episodes that we watched.
Ezra, look at the bloopers. Look at the bloopers. Do it. Look at the bloopers.
So the last ones that we actually covered, the way that Ahsoka escapes that fight with Darth Vader is she's pulled into the world between worlds.
Right, yeah,
and Darth Vader's just like, what the fuck just happened here?
Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm confused. I mean, he's always confused. He's easily baffled. His peripherals are just junk.
Oh my God, no good.
Yeah. Is she behind me? And every time I turn, she's still behind me?
God, it's hot in this suit, isn't it? Jeez. You see him around the corner. He's got half the helmet off. He's having a smoke.
I feel like the chest plate should emit the noise of like an overheating PlayStation 3.
Right?
Oh
no, the red ring. Red ring of death.
I do wonder though, because I feel like some kind of melding with original Star Wars is going to happen eventually. And I feel like...
what do you mean there?
Well, you introduced a time travel room.
Yes.
And even if you don't intend to use it to go back and wave to Luke Skywalker or whatever, someone's eventually going to do that, right?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, so I just feel like inevitably someone's going to see Han Solo get frozen from behind a column of steam or something.
I mean, they might also attempt to do what the Star Trek franchise did, which is alter the timeline so you can then sort of reboot with a new cast.
Okay.
Like they did with the most recent 3.
And then you run that into the ground and then you go back.
Run it into the ground. Some people like some of them.
I like some of them.
I like some of them too.
I like 1 and 3.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Did you like it when Zeb, who we've seen in live action, fights the Grey Gorilla? I liked it because they're both hands-feet guys.
Oh, yeah, that's fun, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, what a punch-up. Right? I mean, I kind of feel like they missed opportunity there.
Leg arm wrestle?
Yeah. Just four fists flying.
Oh, yeah, that's true as well.
I don't know. He's a no-Kree. He's from previous Legend Star Wars as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, the Grey Gorilla Man. Yeah. Here's something else I like about this.
Go on.
I enjoy the evolution of a number of things.
Sure.
In this series.
Now, human evolution you don't believe in.
Well, it's not true.
Yeah, right.
How could you believe in something that's not true, Mason?
Right? Yeah. How do we evolve from gorillas if there's gorillas right there? Wouldn't we have hand feet as well? Yeah, we don't. Checkmate.
That's right.
Checkmate, atheists.
Thank you for playing that recording of me.
You're welcome.
One thing that original Star Wars and second original trilogy never really did was lean into that different Jedi have different skills beyond being good at fighting or sitting in a library.
Right. Uh-huh.
Those were kind of the two things that they did, right?
Yeah, jocks and nerds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Slobs and snobs.
That's right.
Yeah. But for Ezra, for example, and you see this here when Thrawn gets dragged away by whales. He has an affinity for animals, and that ties into the wolves and the whales and other creatures that he comes across during the series.
Okay. Has he made friends with those whales earlier in the series? Is that why they come back?
First time. No, not really.
I was going to say.
I mean, it's a tremendous payoff if you know what's coming, Mason.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I love that. Ezra is an animal guy, and Cal Kestis is an animal murderer.
He loves to kill an animal, doesn't he?
Shout out to Cameron Monaghan. Love that character, by the way. I would love to see him murder animals in live action.
Oh, or in real life.
Yeah, whatever.
That's live action.
That is live action, yeah.
If you can send us a video real quick, we'll slot it in here. Slot it in right here. Dealer's choice. Whatever you want.
Imagine the publicity, though.
Oh.
Incredible, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, I feel like across this series, there really is a great exploration of each individual character within this, which maybe you didn't get.
If you say so.
Right.
I certainly didn't see it.
And even seeing, like, the occupation of Lothal, which is the planet that they're on.
Interesting.
And how that, comes to a head and then wraps up. I liked all of that. But then, what I didn't particularly care for was the time jump. So at the end, they go... Anyway, so we waited for the Empire to come back, and then they didn't. Okay. And then the original trilogy happened, and now we're here.
Great. Love
and
that.
it's just kind of like, okay, well, Star Wars has a big problem with introducing characters that are alive and then having them not appear in the original trilogy. Right. It's not a problem.
Now we're here 5 years after Return of the Jedi, the perfect time to be alive.
That's right.
Just wonderful.
To have anything.
What adventures are here before us?
That's right.
We don't know yet.
There is one character, though,
who
may very well appear in the original trilogy. Not the second original trilogy. Now, are you team...
Is it me?
No, it's not you. Are you team Captain Rex or team Nick Sant?
I'm going to say Captain Rex because he's the only name I recognize.
Okay, good. Okay, so in Return of the Jedi, there is an old guy with a big bushy beard.
Making love to his tonic and gin.
No, Mason. He'd done that earlier.
Okay. Making love to his calf?
Yes. And
to the sound of jizz.
Yeah.
Great.
On his dunny.
Oh, all right.
So he's on Han Solo's Endor strike team.
Okay, sure.
Right, you see him in the background.
Okay.
And Dave Filoni speculated that the only reason that an old guy like that would be there is because he is somebody like Rex. So he's a clone or someone else.
Or he's, he had a good contract and they can't fire him.
That's probably it too.
With the rebels,
Absolutely, yeah. But 6 months after that episode aired, Filoni revealed in an interview with IGN that he chose not to canonize that theory because he felt laying down an already established character prior to his coming to Star Wars wasn't correct, adding that Rex could have been present at Endor, which we know he was, and it not be Sant. And fans can choose. They can choose who they want that to be.
Wow.
Yeah.
I choose both of them.
Wow.
And every scene transition, they switch.
Love that.
I think that's cool, right?
Yeah. It's really cool. You know what it's time for now, though?
What's it time for?
Star Wars trivia, but in relation to the finale of Rebels and the show in general.
That's what we're doing now.
That's what we're going to do.
This is very relevant.
So the concept of this show is very similar to what Dave Filoni and Henry Gilroy had originally planned for Star Wars The Clone Wars in 2008.
Who's Henry Gilroy?
The other guy who worked on that.
Is he related to Tony Gilroy?
No.
Interesting.
But they might be.
Can't rule it out,
Here's two pictures.
Whoa.
Yeah. Something to think about. So it was assumed that characters like Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker would not return as main characters. So the idea was to focus on a crew on a Millennium Falcon-styled smuggling ship, which included a Twi'lek called Sendak and a bunch of other people who basically ended up in this series. Yeah.
That's cool.
There's a Gungan strongman called Lunka.
Oh, Lunkan the Gunga.
That's right. The visual style of the show was also heavily inspired by the original Star Wars concept art by Ralph McQuarrie. So much so that even the lightsabers are thinner, just like McQuarrie's paintings.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you like the animation in this show?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Why is that interesting?
I don't know if I do like it.
Is it the faces, the movements? Because you like the Clone Wars stuff.
I've never seen Paw Patrol.
Yeah.
But I feel if there were humans in Paw Patrol, they'd look like these guys.
That's not inaccurate.
Interesting.
As someone who has seen Paw Patrol.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something's off about them.
Well, the Clone Wars was like that took a Thunderbirds aesthetic, and this kind of deviated from that. So any character in Clone Wars that appears in this, they do get like a slight redesign.
Interesting.
Yeah, they kind of do that for each animated series. They They change it up.
Well, I hate it.
I didn't think you hated it, but it sounds like you actually hate it. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's an uncanny valley thing.
Maybe it is. Yeah. Now, although there are many similarities between Ezra Bridger and Disney's Aladdin.
Oh, yes.
You could name them if you wanted. If you wanted.
Friend with a genie?
Yep.
Never had a friend like me?
Yep.
Lives in a whole new world?
Yep. Battles a big genie at the end, an evil genie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Very similar.
Wow.
Both in his appearance and also his street rat background.
Oh,
there
yes.
You go. Dave Filoni insists that his inspiration for the character was actually Ralph Macchio as the Karate Kid.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's a bit of fun.
I agree. This show also is the first appearance of graffiti in a Star Wars show or film.
Whoa.
Is that true?
Maybe.
Yeah, it might be. Can't remember.
Graffiti and gelato.
I'm trying to think if there are any.
Remember when they stopped for gelato?
Yeah, that's true. Were there any dirty walls in the second original trilogy? I don't think there were, was there? There was like neon signs and maybe some rocks.
Well, that's just as bad in my opinion.
I agree. Yeah.
There's vandals out there putting up neon signs and rocks. Throw them in jail, I say.
I agree.
Throw away the key.
I agree.
Actually, prison's too good for them.
Something else then?
They have to do the thing where you write, I will not do neon signs and rocks on a blackboard.
Okay, that's great. That's really
100
good.
times, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thrawn was designed to look near, but not quite human. So he's got more prominent brows and cheekbones. And he's also...
yeah.
And he's also blue.
Yeah. But, anybody out there who looks even slightly like Grand Admiral Thrawn, guess what? They think you're a freak.
Yeah, exactly.
You look near human, but not quite human. Are you listening? The guy who plays him, Mickelson, whichever Mickelson you are.
Lars.
They think you're a freak, Lars.
Yep. Yeah, they wanted to make him feel like slightly off. So that's how they did it. The design of Zeb is based on Ralph McQuarrie's early concept art for Chewbacca with the addition of stripes. And Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia, here's just a bit of Star Wars timeline lore, which I know you love. Mm-hmm. Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia were born the day after the formation of the Galactic Empire, and also Ezra Bridger's birth, which makes them a day younger than Ezra Bridger. Huh. So there you go. Same age. Maybe they'll do an adventure together.
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyways.
I bet when Ezra Bridger has a birthday, he gets a text from both of them, and they're like, nice one, old man. Happy birthday, you old sack of potatoes. You decrepit old freak.
We got you nothing, and that's from both of us.
That's right. And it's for your birthday and Christmas.
Anyways, normally talk box office, but obviously this is not a box office situation.
Do you have ratings or reviews? Or
yeah, people like it. People like it.
Great.
People like it.
Oh, yeah, good.
It's good, Mason.
Yeah,
it is good.
It was pretty good.
Yeah. I think you prefer more of the Clone Wars episodes. Is that right?
I don't remember.
You saw the Clone Wars finale and you thought it was terrific.
Did I?
I don't know. We did a video on it, so I assume you watched it. Yeah.
If somebody could summarize my thoughts on that in the comments, that'd be terrific.
Incredibly handy. Yeah, but here's the thing, Mason.
Go on.
Often people say, James, are these available early? And if so, do you have a platform called bigsandwich.co where we can watch them early for only $9 a month?
That question suggests they already know.
Yeah.
And it's a leading question. It's kind of sarcastic. Like, why didn't you tell me?
Man.
I found out on my own. Why didn't you tell me?
I have all the information already.
Yeah.
Anyways, yes, that's true.
That's great.
That is available there, but it's not the only thing there. There's thousands of hours of bonus podcasts.
Whoa.
Is that true? Thousands?
Maybe.
It's a lot.
Millions.
Yeah. We do bonus movie commentaries. We do video game Let's Plays.
Right.
We do a comic book club.
That's right.
Our podcast, The Weekly Planet, where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. That comes out there Sunday ad-free as opposed to Monday. It's all ad-free.
That's right.
Well, would anyone like a hint towards next week?
No. I'm speaking for the
Would
audience.
anybody else other than Mason?
I'm speaking for everyone.
Okay.
No.
There's going to be no hint this week. So hit Mason up at Wikipedia Brown on Twitter.
I will not tell you. I'll never tell. What is it they tell me?
No.
Oh, wow.
You said no.
But I have to watch it.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, my God.
Figure it out like everybody else.
I will. That sounds good. What a fun challenge.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Grab that gem, you guys. We'll see you next week.
For whatever that is.
Yeah.
Goodbye.